All right, welcome. Today, we're actually going to build a full 24-hour blueprint for getting your best sleep ever. We've pulled together some of the best advice from sleep experts to create a really simple, actionable plan that could genuinely change how you feel every single day. So let's dive in.
You know that feeling, right? The alarm goes off, you've technically been in bed for 8 hours, but you feel like you haven't slept at all. You're just dragging yourself through the day. Well, you're definitely not alone. It's a huge struggle for so many of us. But the good news is, it's totally fixable. You know, we hear so much about morning routines, but here's the secret. The real game changer for your day is what you do the night before. How you wind down and prepare for rest literally shapes your brain while you sleep. And that sets the stage for your energy, your focus, and your mood for the entire next day.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea. It's actually baked right into your biology. Your body runs on this powerful, built-in system that dictates your entire day, and it all centers around one internal master clock.
And that system is called your circadian rhythm. Think of it like a master conductor for your body's orchestra. It's telling you when to feel awake and sharp, when to feel calm, and most importantly, when it's time to feel sleepy. Its main job is to keep everything running in perfect harmony.
So what happens when we mess with that clock? With things like late-night scrolling or a crazy, inconsistent schedule? Well, your brain just never gets the chance to fully reset and clean house. And that's exactly why you get that brain fog, that lack of motivation, and that trouble focusing the next day.
Okay, so this is where it gets kind of counterintuitive. To fix your night, you've actually got to start first thing in the morning. Seriously, the things you do right after you wake up are what calibrate that internal clock for the next 24 hours.
So here it is, the #1 most important thing you can do for your sleep, according to experts like Dr. Scott Eilers. It's not your bedtime. Nope, it is your wake-up time. That one single action is the anchor that sets your entire circadian rhythm for the whole day.
Okay, so how do you master this? It's actually a pretty simple 3-part plan. First, and this is the tough one, wake up at the exact same time every single day. Yep, that includes weekends. This is what stops that horrible social jet lag feeling come Monday morning. Second, if you love that snooze button, do yourself a favor and move your alarm across the room so you physically have to get up. And third, as soon as you can, get about 10 minutes of direct sunlight. That light sends a massive signal to your brain saying, hey, the day has officially started.
Okay, so you've set your clock in the morning. Awesome. But the things you do during the day can sneakily undo all that good work hours later. Let's talk about the 2 biggest offenders.
This is actually fascinating when you see how these two work against your sleep. Let's start with caffeine. It has what's called a quarter life of 12 hours. That means the coffee you drank at noon, a quarter of that caffeine is still active in your system at midnight. It's just enough to block you from getting that deep, restorative sleep you need. Now, alcohol, it's a totally different beast. It's a depressant, so it can make you feel sleepy and knock you out. But then your body spends the rest of the night working like crazy to process it, which just destroys your sleep quality and is why you often wake up at 3 a.m.
And get this, the effect isn't just about the next morning. The research is pretty clear that just 2 alcoholic drinks before bed can mess with your mood and your ability to think clearly for as long as 3 days. That's a really high price to pay for a nightcap.
All right, fast forward to the end of the day. This is probably the most overlooked part of getting good sleep, the wind down. You got to think of it like the drive home from work for your brain. You can't just slam on the brakes and expect to be relaxed. You need that transition time to decompress.
And the absolute first non-negotiable step here is something called the digital sunset. It's simple. 1 hour before you plan to sleep, all screens have to go off. That blue light from your phone is literally tricking your brain into thinking it's the middle of the day. And all those notifications and endless scrolling keep your mind buzzing.
So you're probably thinking, what am I supposed to do for an hour? Well, it doesn't have to be complicated. Simple stuff, right? Pick up a real, physical book. Nothing too thrilling. Try journaling for just a few minutes. Studies show it can slash stress hormones. Or maybe some light stretching, deep breathing, or just putting on some calm music. Seriously, even 5 minutes of this stuff starts to teach your body it's time to power down.
Okay, so you've started to calm your mind down. Now, let's talk about your actual room. Your bedroom needs to send one very, very clear signal to your brain. This space is for rest and nothing else.
It really just boils down to 3 simple things. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. You want the temperature somewhere around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That cool air helps your core body temperature drop, which is a key signal for sleep.
For darkness, we mean as dark as you can possibly get it. This lets your sleep hormone, melatonin, do its job. And for quiet, use earplugs or a white noise machine to prevent sudden sounds from shocking your system awake.
And here's a really easy rule to lock this all in your mind. The 3 S's. Your bed is for 3 things and 3 things only: sleeping, sickness, and sex. That's it. As soon as you start working, eating, or doom scrolling in bed, you break that powerful mental link your brain has between that space and rest.
So, we've just walked through an entire 24-hour cycle. I know it can feel like a lot to take in at once, but you really don't have to do it all tonight. The real goal is just to find one small, manageable thing you can start with. And honestly, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. For sleep, consistency is so much more important than intensity. Doing one small thing every single night is way more powerful than trying to have a perfect sleep weekend once a month.
So I'm going to leave you with a simple question to think about. Looking back at everything we've talked about, what's the one small thing you're willing to try tonight? Maybe it's just plugging your phone in across the room. Maybe it's setting that weekend alarm. Whatever you choose, that tiny step is how you start building your absolute best sleep.